Shalom, shalom. Shai, Bashem, Rakah, Kodash. And we say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Abshai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Abshai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Abshai, Bashem, Rakah, Kodash. And we give double honors to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit of power, Yah Bashem Shai. 2022, the year of Yah Bashem Shai, turning up, and you seeing things that are, I'm pulling up this video so we can make sure the sound is good. And shalom to those that are coming on the comment board. Shalom. All right, we good to go. All right, so you see everything that's taking place. Beautiful times we living in, and like the elect, hey, like the apostles ought to say, the elect is sealed, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. So the time we doing now is, fine tuning everything, getting a personal relationship built in this truth with Yahweh Shai. So this lesson is going into the potter and the clay. Man, this is when I was doing this lesson yesterday, I was just going through some of the precepts and putting it together. Once you see these analogies and things that the Lord ties into us, saying water, fire, this word is like fire. What else? The valley of dry bones, those analogies. Once you look at a human body and the dryness, the moisture that it loses, it adds up. Everything is in spirit and power, Yahweh Shai, for you to look into it, and it's for you to gain the understanding from it. All right. That's why it says that this truth is likened unto a seed, a mustard seed. All right. You see a mustard seed. What happens to a mustard seed? It grows into a big tree. Just like the Lord said that the birds shall flock unto it. That's the nations. That's this truth. So every analogy in the scriptures are meaning something, and to let you know that there's a personal reason. That's why the Lord said the Lord's words does not go out in vain. All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I have the blue letter pulled up here. We'll go ahead and pull it up, and we're going to jump right into. I had the article on my phone because this computer's acting up, but I'm able to at least have the blue letter and this up. So we're going to go. I'm going to read the article, and then I'm going to pull up the blue letter, and then we're going to go from there. So Lord willing, it's a fine lesson, and I definitely got a lot. Man, it's once you see it, the Lord is really a loving power, man. That's what we forgot. We always see the thunder, lightning, and we forget how loving that our power is and how intimate. That's how I got from this lesson. Yahweh Shai is very intimate when it comes to you as a person, as a spirit, especially an Israelite. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. This is the article, and it says God is the potter, we are the clay. Okay, and then they pretty much put their 2 cents into it, but I'm gonna try to filter through the spirit and power Yahweh Shai and get some understanding from it. And it says one of the most powerful analogies in the Bible regarding our transformation and sanctification in the Lord has to be the analogy of the potter and the clay. Now, this is directly with salvation. This is how you are being built up in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai to taste that salvation. That's why it says we're going to become like Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was the firstborn of many brethren. The Lord handmade Yahweh Shai to be Yahweh Shai. And when he came in as Yahweh Shai, he was perfect. He was ready to be offered up as the sacrifice for the nation of Israel. That's why he went through. He didn't have no sin. He was built up. He paid for the sins from the past. He squared up. It's when he was Solomon. And that he became that sacrificial lamb to take away the sins of Israel. Okay? And it says the Bible says God is the potter and we are the clay. All right. So let's jump right into the article. And it says, we'll start here. It says, here are the key verse scriptures. Hold on. This is the book of Isaiah 64 and verse 8. It says, but now, O Lord, you are our Father. We are the clay and you are the potter. And all, it says, in all we are the work of your hand. So even in this truth, every one of us plays a role, plays an important part in this truth. Okay, because none of us in here by coincidence. None of us are just here like the Lord forgot a couple of Jakes that are sitting out there chilling. No, even the scoffers, even the 2/3 of Jake, they're set up in the spirit. Everybody's playing their exact role down to just like a watch. There's no coincidences in a watch. If you look at a watch, okay, and you see the intricate and the details into that watch, You can't say there's a piece in that watch that doesn't need to be there. No, every piece in that watch matters. Every piece in that watch matters to the functionality of that watch. Okay? So that's what Yahweh Shem Yahshua has given to us in this truth if we're walking in this truth. Okay? And it says, let's pull it up here. This is Isaiah 64 and verse 8. If it don't pop up, I'll just read it from my phone. Okay, it's letting it work. So let's keep going. And it says, so this guy goes around to different churches and he'll make a pot in front of their church, right? And this is the main the person that really dived into this article, but he goes and he was a pot maker in his past life, or not past life, before he so-called came to the church, and he understood the process of pot making. All right, so we're gonna go on that. So it's not letting it work, man. So I'm just gonna we'll just go here. I'll just leave this up for us. All right, it says let's jump into it. It says Yahweh needs the word in us before he can start the sanctification process. Okay, listen to this part. The first thing Pat will show you is the lump of clay. And are we not taken from the dust of the earth? Adam was formed from the dust of the earth. That right there shows you the Lord has been pottering since back then. But look at the analogy. Adam was taken from the dust of the earth, right? But what did the Lord breathe into him? Life, also known as water. Okay, so watch this. The first thing Pat will show you is the lump of clay that will actually use to make the piece of pottery he is looking to make. Listen up. Before Pat can put the piece of clay on the electric wheel to start the actual molding process to make the kind of pottery he wants to make, he first has to add water. You have to add water to clay to turn it into a pot. So the same thing with us. Before we came in the truth, we were dry. We were like dirt, dust. We were like clay is nothing but dust, okay, of the ground. So we were likened unto that dust. But what did the Lord have to do to us before he could actually use us? He had to give us the water, which is the truth. You had to be woken up. That's why it says faith cometh by hearing. You cannot be molded in this truth unless you have the water first and foremost, just like the clay. Okay? It says he first has to add water into it in order to make it pliable. Pliable is something that is able to be worked with. And it says pliable and soft enough for him to be able to actually use it. And it says if he does not add enough water into the clay will remain too hard and rigid for him to be able to actually use it. So the same thing with us. We have to be given this truth first. That's the first oracles of learning. You must be under tutelage. That's why the Lord has set up the apostles and the elders to tutor to bring forth that water, to be the spout. Like Yahushua said, it says, "Believe it upon me, and out of thy belly shall flow rivers of living water." Okay, so the apostles and elders would be likened unto a water fountain or a water spigot that the Lord is using to turn on that water and give it to the people. And then others turn into water spigots and they start giving water. Okay. Then you see it going back and forth. So then now that water is being added to you, you have to understand the truth, wisdom, and understanding that you're an Israelite first and foremost, that Yahushua died for the nation of Israel, that we are the Israelites that have been lost and spread out through the four corners of the planet Earth, that Moses was speaking to us. Those are our descendants, all right? That the Lord didn't come for everybody. That's the water. That's the knowledge. That's you understanding, getting that old Christian mindset out of you because you're dry. So you take that out of yourself. You become that new man. You become also the analogy of a new man. You become able to be clay. You become able to be worked with. Then the Lord can use you. Then he can work on you. Then he can show you the mysteries. That's why it says in the Apocrypha that she will walk by crooked ways with you until she may trust your soul. That's the watering process. Okay, that's the first initial phase, is getting water in you. Then what happens? The Lord starts molding you. So let's keep going. And it says, if he doesn't add enough water into the clay will remain too hard and rigid for him to be able to actually use it. When the water is added into the clay, it makes the clay soft and pliable. if the clay is not soft and pliable enough, the potter cannot begin to use it to make pottery he wants to make. That's why it says the same lump, Jacob and Esau. Okay, that's the Lord compared that unto that. You have a lump that's for righteousness and a lump that's for wickedness. So Jacob, the Israelites, are the lump of righteousness that the Lord can mold and make into what? The righteous nation on the planet Earth. It says because Esau has become the wicked. Esau has damn. That's a sit down. Hold on, let me write that down, man. Esau has fulfilled his lot. Damn. Esau has fulfilled his lot. Yo, because he's become the wicked. Second Thessalonians tells you that the son of perdition must be revealed. That's him fulfilling his lot. We know who he is. Hold on. I gotta write it down. I'll forget it. Esau has fulfilled his lot, okay? So he's done the things that he's needed to do what? To be judged, man. He's become the wicked. He's become the man of perdition, as showing what? The things that he's doing. He's revealing himself, going against the law, statutes, and commandments, promoting homosexuality, promoting all of these things that go against the scriptures, okay? And it says, let's add some of these water scriptures in here. This is the book of Isaiah. This is Isaiah 44 and verse 3. This is Isaiah 44 and verse 3. If it'll pop up. Let me pull it up on here just in case. Just in case. Yeah, I'm going to do it here for the sake of time. This computer, man. This is Isaiah 44. Every time I want to use it, man. This is Isaiah 44 and verse 3. And it says, for I will pour water upon him that is thirsty. See, that's the watering process. That's Yahweh Shem Yahshua pouring water on you to give you the what? Stiff neck or humble. That's right. That's right. You have to be either pliable. There's no middle ground with clay. You're either ready to be used or you're not ready to be used. There is no middle ground with clay. Hey, Shalom, Virgin Island, Shalom. Let me get your precept. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 20. It says, but in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also wood and of earth, clay. That's right. And some of honor and some of dishonor. That's right. This is Isaiah 44 and verse 3. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty and floods upon the dry ground. See? I will pour my spirit. So the water is the spirit. So that's what is able for you to be able to be used by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You must first receive the spirit. Okay? Just like in the time of Pentecost, it said the spirit came upon them. Then they were able to speak tongues. What did Yahushua say? He said, tarry until the spirit comes upon you. And the spirit has came upon us. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans you see building up throughout the four corners of the earth, that's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua being poured on us. What does it say? I shall pour my spirit on your sons and your daughters. Your old man shall dream dreams. So that's the Lord pouring his spirit. That's the water. Now the clay process has been started. First, it started with Abba Bivens. Then it went up to the elders, and then it went up to the apostles. So they have been being pliable, being made into the pots. They were the first generation of pots, okay, of the Lord working his spirit on the earth, man, in these men. And it says, for I will pour water upon him that is thirsty and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessings upon thy offspring. That's us. That's the Lord fulfilling the words that he promised by the prophet Isaiah. So the Lord has done his due diligence, man. This is John 7 and verse 38. Let's get these precepts. This is John 7 and 38. And it says, he that believeth upon me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. And I stated that earlier. Hey, Shalom, Mak. So the time we seeing now, the Lord's saying he's pouring that water upon us. Okay? So let's go back. Let's go back over here. Let's hit the article real quick so we can get the points. And it says, when the water is added into the clay, it makes the clay soft and pliable. If the clay is not soft and pliable enough, the potter cannot begin to use it to make the potter he wants to make. Here's a good hold on. It says the analogy of for us to pick up is the first step is the water used in the process represents the word of Yahweh. All right. And then you have Ephesians. This is Ephesians 5 and verse 26. It says that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having a spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So that's the Lord watering the nation of Israel, but the elect is the one that's getting now. The elect first and foremost, and then the rest of the nation. All right. Now let's jump to the next part. You have to be properly centered. See, before it says after Pat adds water enough to the clay to make it soft and pliable, so we can now start the work with it. The next thing he will do is put the piece of clay in the center of the electrical wheel. So you have to be centered. What's that center? That's Yahweh Shai. That's getting Yahweh Shai in your spirit. That's getting the point of this thing. It's the law is not the point. Because why did Yahweh Shai come to do away? He didn't do away with the law. He fulfilled the law. That's why it says, not one jot nor tittle shall pass away, lest these things be fulfilled. So Yahweh Shai came to fulfill the law. He is the point. He's become the center of attention, because he is the sacrifice that brought us back to the Heavenly Father. So he is the center. He's a focal point. Look up that word focal point. The word focal point is a center. That's why the Lord said he keeps us as the apple of his eye. But who was the first apple of his eye? Yahweh Shai. You like that rhyme? Who was the first apple of his eye? Yahweh Shai. Salakia. But the centering of the clay has to be positioned right. So you have to be positioned right in this truth. And what's that? That's having Yahweh Shai. That's why the apostles were sent out to teach those. They had the knowledge that they were Israelites. They knew of the Most High. They knew of the Lord's name, but they didn't have the key, which is Yahweh Shai. There's only one name under heaven whereby men must be saved. So what you think? Why do you think Yahweh Shai is being put into your mind and you're getting him? That's why it's even said with the circumcision. When the circumcision was coming up, what's the main thing? Let them get Yahweh Shai first. Once they get Yahweh Shai, guess what? Those things will follow. Then you'll start doing the law. Then you'll start, if you feel in your spirit to get circumcised, then you'll start getting things away. You'll start growing your beard. But you get Yahweh Shai first. Yahweh Shai is the center of this, the truth. Just like the clay must be centered. It says, this wheel will, Salakia, this and the earth spins. I was thinking about this lesson. The earth spins, man. Just like you put clay in the middle of a wheel and you spin it and you have to mold it, the earth spins. The earth is spinning as we are right now. So we are clay in a spinning disc, if you want to look at it like that. I ain't trying to get to, but that's what it is. The earth spins at a certain velocity. Just like if you put clay in the middle of a wheel, you have to spin that wheel, then you work with it. I was thinking about it, I'm like, damn, that's crazy that, the earth actually does spin like that. Oh man, look, now this thing wants to mess up on me. Oh man. Hold on. Let me turn this Wi-Fi off, man. That's Satan, man. Damn. All right, let me get this precept while this is messing up. But even the earth, you see it spins, man. All right, this is the book. This is Romans 10 in verse 17. Check this out. This is Romans 10 in verse 17. And it says, so then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh. But I say, no, that's it on that. So that's what you see. You have to get the hearing in you first. You have to get Yahweh Shai first. Then you move on to the process of the Lord working with you as a person in this truth, building you up to make you what he wants you to be. It's not about what you want, man. Just like it's not about, that's why it says don't try to be that guy, or Don't not use your talents, because you need to be what the Lord wants us to be in this truth and in this walk, man. All right. And it says, let's go back. And it says, however, the piece of clay is not properly centered in the middle of the wheel, then he will not be able to work with it, and he will not be able to make the pottery he wants to make. It says, Pat said having the lump of clay perfectly centered in the middle of the electrical wheel is the first step of being able to actually make the piece of pottery. So you have to be centered. You have to get Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the center of this truth. He is the culmination of it. He's the one that took away the partition. He brought us back into the Heavenly Father's good graces. All right. And it says, slow and steady. All right. Let me get this quick precept. This is the book of Psalms 17. This is Psalm 17 and verse 8. This is Psalm 17 and 8, and it reads, keep me as the apple of the keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings, from the wicked that oppress me, from the deadly enemy who compass me about. But the main point is centering. That's what the Lord has to do in this walk to make you build up. Is center you in Yahweh Shai. All right. And then the sanctification, it says sanctification is a slow and steady progress. The next thing that Pat points out is how slow and steady the electrical wheel turns as he uses his hand to mold the pot. The Most High saying he's putting pottery is an intimate. It's intimate. The Lord has hands on with us. Understand this. The Lord is not lying when he's made this analogy. Each of us, the Lord has his hands on us. That's why it says he keeps us as the apple of his eye, but he's literally molding us and touching our lives once you come in this truth and you believe on Yahweh Shai, man. I seen that. It makes you emotional, man. The Lord is literally intimate with you. If you don't feel an intimate connection of you being built up, that means you gaining more understanding. Your faith is increasing. That's the Lord working. That's the Lord touching your life, man. He's literally watching you. He's molding you. If you go watch clay making, man, the clay, the potter, his hands are in the actual clay. That means the Lord's hands are in each and every one of our lives, man. That's the mentality you have to have, and the trust in Yahweh Shai that he's going to make good on his pot. The Lord ain't going to look at the rest of his creations. But when it comes to you, it's, oh man, I hope the Lord does all right. No, the Lord's going to do an amazing work. But you have to be in the spirit, man. Okay. And it says slow and steady. It says the electrical wheel turns. He also is using his hands to mold the pot. He explains that to get the lump of clay to the pot he wants to make, the wheel has to turn at a slow and steady pace. If it speeds up the wheel to any fast degree, the lump of clay will begin to tear completely apart. That's why the Lord said he will not tempt you more than you can bear, man. That's why the Lord said he will not tempt you more than you can bear. He knows the amount of pressure that each of us can take because he knows that lump. That's what Yahweh Shai is saying, that the speed has to be right. He's not. That's why you'll catch hell a little bit, then you'll get a little bit of relief. Then you'll catch some hell, then you'll get some relief. That's the Most High spinning you in that wheel and working in your life, man. You'll catch some hell, then you'll get some goodies, then you'll get some more spiritual knowledge, you'll get some wisdom, you'll go through a tough time, but then you'll get what? Back to some good. That's the Most High being just, man. All right. And it says, let's get this precept to back that information up. This is 2 Peter 3 and verse 8. This is 2 Peter 3 and 8. And it says, 2 Peter 3 and verse 8. It says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day. Slow and steady can also mean that reincarnation, because the Lord works on multiple lives, man. It's not your first life, but you're learning things in this life that you didn't learn in the past life. Just like when Solomon came back as Yahweh Shai, he didn't do the women. He didn't have the women in his life like that. But when he was Solomon, the Lord molded him to understand women. And he knew the workings of women. He knew women clipped him, got him, pretty much hindered him. So when he came back as Yahweh Shai, guess what? He didn't have that hindrance no more. He conquered that part of his spirit, man. So the same thing you see happening now, that it can be what, this life and or multiple lives. It has to be multiple lives. Yahweh Shem Shai has been working on us as the clay in multiple lives. But this one is very important because this is the time where the coming of Yahweh Shai is in our lifetime, man. So this is the time where the molding process is going to be intense. This is the ending. This is the culmination of the raising of the nation of Israel. So it's going to be intense, man. That's why the spirits that are here now are important spirits in the story of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. That's why a lot of the prophets are back. A lot of the kings are back. A lot of those wicked kings are back. That's why 2/3 of a lot of these dudes in Israel, they could be one of the wicked kings that are coming back and to serve their lot, man, and to get judged. That's why it says, serve the Lord with fear and trembling, because the kings of Israel, they were wicked and they sat on the throne. So these guys that are in the truth, that they may be camp leaders or camp heads, you know what I'm saying, or these different groups, you know, you got the IUIC and all these other groups. They could be some of the kings in there, some of the wicked kings that are coming back to serve their judgment, man. And some of the witnesses that witnessed against Yahweh Shai. So these aren't just everybody that knows the truth is not knowing it for their benefit. That's the scary part. A lot of us that know the Lord is making them know the truth so we can know why they're getting their judgment. Bring them in, let them know their truth, wake them up, and then know that they're the wicked of Israel. All right? The Lord is raising up, just like it says, a net. He's casting a net out and it's bringing in good and bad, man. Okay? And the 2/3 of Israel are the ones that are coming back to serve that punishment. And it says, let's get one more precept. This is Song of Solomon. Man, this is the banger right here. Hold on. I was watching Apostle Ramlab, and he got this precept. Watch this. This is this Song of Solomon. This is Song of Solomon 8 and verse 4. Beautiful precept. And it says, this is Song of Solomon 8 and verse 4, and it says, I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up nor wake my love until he please. That's on the Lord's time. So the time is important. The same way clay cannot be rushed. We can't be rushed. That's why the kingdom of heaven, we want it, but the Lord can't rush it. If he throws us in the kingdom, well, we would destroy it, man. Look what we do now in our awakeness. Look what Jake is doing, packing guns at camp, doing all this stuff. The Lord still has work to do with Israel, man. All right. Let's jump to the next part. It says, the hand will this is the part right here that's the most important part of this lesson right here, man. This is where you have to put yourself and have this in your spirit. And especially in the times that we come into, you got to understand the Lord is going to get real personal, man. It's going to get real personal with every single one of us if we be the hopeful elect, man. These are the times it's going to get real. Everybody has to walk that scale. You have to walk that plank alone with the Lord. Just like you go in an interview, it's a personal interview, one-on-one. The Lord's going to one-on-one with each and every one of us, man. And it says, Yahweh's hands will personally mold and shape and transform you. And it says the next thing you need to grab a hold of in your sanctification in the Lord is that it is literally the hand of Yahweh himself operating through the Holy Spirit on and inside of you. What will that will supernaturally transform and sanctify you. That's what spiritual power is going to come from. The Lord working and you giving wholly to the Most High, man, and to his Son. And saying you trust him. Don't trust your paycheck. Don't look in your bank account. Don't look at your family, man. Especially don't look at them. We come into a time where you're personally gonna have to have a relationship with Yahweh Shem Shai, man, because he's got to trust your spirit to be of the first fruits, man. If we be of those, and it says, This is a direct supernatural work done by the Holy Spirit himself. That's why the comforter. Once Pat has the lump of clay properly centered in the middle of the wheel, and enough water has been added in the clay to make it soft and pliable to work with, then Pat starts the actual molding process with the lump of clay. Listen close. What he first does as the lump of clay is spinning on the wheel is to take his hand and push it down into the top of the clay to create an opening in it. Once the opening has been made at the top of the clay, Pat's hand then goes down deep inside the middle of the clay. As it is forming out, as the clay pushes out, he then uses his hand to properly shape the piece of clay it is building up during the spinning process of the wheel. So the Lord is pushing, that's why he's getting those impurities out of us. That because the same thing that's pushing out of us is using to build us. Let me hold on, Jake. Hold on, Jake. So when you push the clay in the middle, you push your finger in it and the clay comes out. But the hand molds the same thing that's coming out of the clay as it spins. So if it's spinning, the clay comes out, but he's using the hand to mold the clay as it's spinning. So the same thing the Lord is pushing out of the impurities and the wickedness and all of that stuff is the same time he's molding us. He's molding the person that he's dealing with. He's molding it. That's how clay works, man. So the Lord has to, it's an intimate, hands-on process. The best potter has to be hands-on and it's detailed, man. So that's a beautiful analogy the Lord used, man. Call halal, man. And it says, his hand is literally making the foaming. It says that his hand is literally making and forming all of it out with the original shapeless lump of clay. Pat says that he cannot make a pot unless his hand goes down deep in the middle of that pot as it is forming out. So he got to get deep. He got to get deep in you. That's why he knows your downfalls. He knows your ups. He knows your downs. He knows it, and he's dealing deep. He said this is a clay maker saying this. He actually makes pots. He said you have to go deep in the pot to make a pot. The Lord literally has to go deep in us, man. Just like you see that pot, and then the pieces that come out, he folds around it and molds that pot. Man, the Lord cold-blooded, man. I'm telling you, the power. That's why I said he's unsearchable, man. Unsearchable. Those that turn their back on his truth, and hey, that's why I says you don't matter what men think of you, man. If the Lord is with you, who can be against you? Because the Lord really loves you, man. It says, in the same way, God's hand literally goes down deep into the middle of our souls and spirit. That's why it says this word cuts to the marrow. It goes deep inside of you, man. And it says middle of our souls and spirits with the inner sanctification work is actually done. To mold and transform us into his saints, he wants us to become in him. This is why we have to give God Yahweh a full solid green light to do this type of inner sanctification work in us. He needs our full cooperation in order to be able to get that deep on the inside of us. That means you have to allow Yahweh Shema to come in, man. You have to allow him to come in, man. That's why if you don't really go into this truth and become a new man, that's why a lot don't last, man. But we have to know, and I say this a lot in my sit downs, that trusting Yahweh Shema is a task, man. It's easier said than done. A lot of you guys, I got trust and love the Lord, but it's a process, man. Just like a tree isn't growing overnight. Same thing. This walk is a process, and I've come to understand that now. You know, in my younger days, you move fast, you do a lot of fast things, but now I'm coming to settle and to know it's a process. You got to grow, man, and you're gonna grow into your life. You're gonna grow into where the Lord wants you to fit, and you're not gonna be moved, man. You know, and I truly am just blown away at the process. You thought you knew something, so you don't. You know, you seeing the fullness and the intimacy of this truth. You always knew it was intimate, but it's really getting to where you're being. I even said it. I've become a man in this truth. I become a better father in this truth. I become a better relationship partner. Other than you don't really want to deal with women these days, man. They bugged out. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is Romans 12 and verse 2, and it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. That's the Lord making that pot by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. For I say, through grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, because we're unprofitable servants, man. None of us is done to deserve what we're getting ready to get and what we've gotten, man. And that comes at it. That's why it says, if you cannot hate yourself, you cannot be my disciple. You have to check yourself, man. Yourself is not above of correction. You know, it says, he that he spareth the rod spoileth the child. So if you spare the rod for yourself, man, you got to put yourself under that yoke, man. But that's a process, because you'll learn from that, man, and you'll grow from it. And I'm gonna end on this precept. This is the book of Ephesians. All right, this is the point is made on this, man. I knew I had some precepts, but I knew the point would be hit and not know when. This is Ephesians 4 and verse 23, and it says, and be ye renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. So the main thing is what? That ye put on the renew. It says that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. So that's what we becoming, man. And we've come a long way, and we've seen the fruit. We're seeing part of the fruits of it now, man. And hey, I'm excited to see what Jacob's becoming, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see the nation of Israel in the righteous spirit, not the slavery spirit, not playing basketball and football. And we're dedicated to the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're dedicated to being priests and kings on the earth. That's our future. That's our destiny. No matter what you want to say, Esau can't stop that. You can't doubt your way out of it. It's inevitable. We're going to become kings on this earth, and we're going to inherit creation, and we're going to rule it, man. That's our job. We've been lacking for long enough. It's time for the earth to receive true management. All right. That's why Isaiah tells you what? Isaiah 24 tells you the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. All right. So it's time for us to do our job, man. It's to be the creators and the kings on the planet Earth, and to fix it, and to let it be ruled with justice under the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I'm gonna leave it there, man. I hope this was an edifying lesson. I hope it helped in any way. Go into it. You have the basic. I would post the site. If you look up Potter Clay Bible, it'll come up. I'll tell you the name of it. It's BibleKnowledge.com, and it's called Potter and Clay. Okay, so if you want to go to that and look it up, dive into it. But Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I'm gonna leave it there, and I say Wadi Abashim Yahshua for allowing me to do this lesson. And understand the Lord is intimate, very loving and caring. That's why He made the analogy of you. I'm a potter. The Lord said He's the potter and we're the clay. Look out, man. Look at YouTube it, man. That's what the Lord is saying. That's how close He says He wants to be with us. He wants to literally have His hands on us, man. So with that, I'm going to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Kodash. And we say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Until the next time, I say Shalom.